They're the Clippers. That's who you think is the biggest threat to Denver Nuggets.
They are the deepest team in the NBA.
And Clippers are the biggest threat to the Nuggets. Who else remembers saying that? I wasn't one of them, but everyone was saying that they're the biggest threat to the Nuggets. They might actually beat them in the conference finals and go to their first NBA finals. That's what everyone was saying. What was it, 2 months ago when they were the 1 seed? And now they're on the verge of losing in the first round. Now I know I'm probably not the biggest Clippers fan. I'm a Lakers fan. I'm probably rooting on the Clippers going home in the first round, but it's not just that. Just the team right now doesn't look like they have good chemistry. We've seen Kawhi Leonard miss a lot of games the last month. We've seen Paul George miss some games. James Harden, obviously. Russell Westbrook with the hand injury he had, or was it the finger injury? I forgot. But yeah, the team right now, with the season almost coming to an end, they're not looking too good. I know they won their last 2 games. I'm sorry, they lost to Phoenix, but they beat Phoenix the night before that. Without Kawhi or Harden, by the way. But the thing that I don't like about the Clippers, what they do all year long, is they always rest their players at the end. And then they're like, we're just getting ready for the playoffs. And when the playoffs start, either Kawhi Leonard or Paul George don't play. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like last year, remember last year, they were, obviously this year, they're playing better this year than they were last year. But last year, they were playing, and they clinched, I think it was a 5 seed, I believe. They played the Suns, and then obviously Paul George didn't play, and Kawhi Leonard didn't play the rest of the series. So that's just what annoys me about the Clippers. They go all in the season, and in the playoffs, they don't show up. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, most people take the Clippers serious in the regular season. I don't, because I know what they're accustomed to. They always do this. We saw them do this in the Lob City era with Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan. They had amazing regular seasons. Amazing. They win 50-plus games almost every season. 55, 56, 57, even 58. They would be really good in the season. And in the playoffs, they would go home in the first round or the second round. They never even went to the conference finals. And I look at this Clippers team. I believe in them. I don't know. Look, their first round matchup is going to be Dallas, most likely. I think it is. Sorry, yeah. When the Dallas win yesterday and the Clippers lost yesterday, it's pretty much clinched the series that it's going to be those two in the 4 or 5. That's not going to be an easy matchup if you're the Clippers. Dallas has been arguably the best team the last few weeks. They're 17-2. 17-2 their last 19 games. 17-2. That's a team that could actually beat them. The Clippers lose to the Mavs in the first round. That would be 2 years in a row they lose in the first round. The Mavs, I think people are sleeping on the Mavs. This Mavs team, remember, I know the Clippers have beaten them in the last 2 years they've made in the playoffs, but remember, that Clippers team, they didn't have Kyrie. They had Jalen Brunson, and Jalen Brunson wasn't as good as he is now back then, and Kyrie is playing better than Jalen Brunson was when they even went to the conference finals. Remember, they went to the conference finals 2 years ago and lost to the Warriors. My throat. That Mavs team isn't as good as this Mavs team. This Mavs team is better. I think this is the best Mavs team that Luka has been a part of. I really do. That's what I believe because of what I've seen from them. And Kyrie is playing the best basketball he's played in a long time. He's not taking any day offs. He's actually showing up. That's what people are proud of. He's not missing games. And that's scary because I do believe in the Mavs. I was wrong about the Mavs. I want to say that I thought they wouldn't even make the playoffs. I thought they would lose in the play-in, but they're going to be in the playoffs. They won't even be in the play-in. And if they beat the Clippers, in all likelihood, they're going to play the Nuggets or the Timberwolves in the second round. Let's say it's the Timberwolves, and they could beat the Timberwolves, and they'll go to the conference finals. If it's the Nuggets, maybe they'll lose, but they could also beat the Nuggets. You've seen them play really competitive with them. So that's what I think. Yes, if they lose to the Mavs in the first round, that's going to be a disappointment because they've had their chances. They've had their window where they had a chance to go to the finals. You look at back in 2021 when they went all the way to the conference finals and played the Suns. The year the Suns made the finals and lost to the Bucks. That was their opportunity because that was wide open. I mean, Jamal Murray was injured. Even the Lakers that year, the defending champs when they won in 2020, they got injured in the playoffs, which is why they lost in the first round. They beat the Jazz, the Clippers. And Kawhi Leonard didn't play in the whole Phoenix Suns series. If he played in the series, I believe they would have won. They did win 2 games without him. And Paul George was playing amazing in that playoffs. We all remember he was playing amazing. They beat the Jazz without Kawhi Leonard too. They won the last 2 games without him, I'm pretty sure. They came back down 2-0 and they won. They had really good players. They had Terrence Mann, who's still there, obviously. Paul George was there. Marcus Morris at the time. They had Rondo there. Patrick Beverly was still there. And they had DeMarcus Cousins. So I think 2021 was really their window. Ever since 2021, they haven't gone out of the first round. It's been 3 years. It's just crazy. 3 years since they haven't even gotten out of the first round. So this team, I don't know why people don't call it a failure. Everyone thinks, oh, it's been a failure. It's already been 5 years into the Paul George, Kawhi Leonard era, and they haven't been to the NBA Finals. If this was LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they would have said, oh, it's a failure. And yeah, I mean, I do think they maybe get past the Mavs. I won't say I think I could see them beating the Mavs. I think they probably will, if I'm being honest. I think they'll probably beat the Mavs. I think it'll go 7 games. And I think since the Clippers have home court, they'll probably win. But I wouldn't be shocked if they lose too, because I know what Luka and Kyrie are capable of. But I mean, let's say the Clippers win. Okay, they'll win. And in the second round, they're going to play either the Nuggets or the Wolves. I think if it's the Minnesota Timberwolves, they could beat the Wolves, and they'll go to the conference finals. If it's Denver, it's going to be tough. I think Denver would beat them. But again, Denver could lose to them. I think the Clippers actually could beat the Nuggets. I really do. They could beat them. I think they can. Because I think Kawhi Leonard is still really good. I don't know if you would take him over Jokic, but I think many people would in the playoff series because he's had a lot of experience. But, I mean, they lose to the Nuggets again, second round exit. Would still be a failure to me. I think conference finals is where they need to be at. They can't lose early in the playoffs, especially in the first round. Because remember, I don't think people know it's Paul George. I don't know if he signed an extension. I forgot if he did. I don't think he did. He's a free agent. James Harden is obviously a free agent. He hasn't signed an extension. The only person who's safe is Kawhi Leonard, who signed that extension. So they could potentially lose 2 players. They could potentially lose James Harden and Paul George. Now, I don't know if they will. I think Paul George will probably stay, and James Harden will probably stay, but I don't know. Clippers are notorious for not saying anything about Kawhi Leonard. That's why I say I don't know if he's going to play, because they're notorious for saying he's not going to play, or he just somehow misses games for no reason, and we don't know why he misses games. It just randomly the injuries happen, and it makes no sense to me why it happens. Fans all get over him and say, why is he injured? We didn't even see him get injured live TV or when he's playing, and then that just ends their season like that. He just doesn't play, and it's disappointing. I mean, Kawhi could actually miss the rest of the playoffs too because he's not playing. You see, Ty Lue doesn't even answer a reporter's question when he talks about Kawhi's stats. He just says no. Next question. And I mean, if Kawhi is actually out for the rest of the playoffs, that would be so disappointing. Everyone would roast him. And it's just something that haunts the Clippers fans, haunts everyone. Why does he not play?